gentlemen. Sorry I'm a few minutes late, but we love to do recaps after the big primetime games. Not many people do them right after the game, but we've got a fresh set of information. We have got new information on the NFC North. We had the Minnesota Vikings going to Chicago 27-24. We have the notebook right here. All my notes jotted down like I typically do. I love watching football and taking notes late at night. It's one of my favorite hobbies. A lot of people like to build toy planes. They like to play video games. They like to do all this other stuff. No hate against that, but I'm telling you right now, I love watching football and making notes, period. If you are a Bears fan, Vikings win 27-24 in a game where we had, hold on, let me pull it. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. Also, sorry for the people on Rumble. The thumbnail would not switch to the one that I had made, so I have no idea why it wouldn't do that, but that's okay. We move on. But I'm telling you right now, if you're a Bears fan, I mean, we had the game last night. We're sitting there watching the first half of this game. And we had the game last night on Sunday night, which was the Ravens and the Bills, and it was an absolute slugfest. Just big play after big play, comeback, points everywhere, can't stop anything. You get to this game, and yes, I would say the Vikings have a very good defense. Obviously, they returned a lot. They added more pieces to the center of their defense, the front line. And the Bears have an improved defense. They were without 3 starters, I believe. But if you're like, let's start by asking this question. If you're a Bears fan, are you happy with the Ben Johnson premier game and the Caleb Williams second year kickoff game? I mean, that's the first thing you have to ask if you're watching this game. If you're a Vikings fan, you're ecstatic because you started very, very, very slow. I mean, and what looked like a very lulling, uneventful offense, and then all of a sudden you explode in the second half. I can't remember exactly what the stats were. I have some stuff written down. But the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy in the second half made plays. Caleb Williams didn't. I mean, outside of the first scripted plays for the Bears, when they went right down the field and you're saying, okay, don't overreact to the script. Don't overreact to the script. You know all those are script. They had those drawn up. They knew exactly what they were going to do. Even in that, Caleb Williams, I don't know, man. Our account, we have been the staunch. This guy, I'm not sure if he has it. I think the hype was outrageous. I think everybody's now trying to backtrack, the Colin Cowards of the world, this and that, about Caleb Williams. But, I mean, you had chances to make plays. Like, you had chances to make plays. He was missing guys over the middle. It happened in the third quarter, I believe. We'll go through the rundown here in a second. But, I mean, the 2 takeaways right off the bat. If you're a Vikings fan, you're really happy because you just got a road divisional win, and Kevin O'Connell is still one of the best coaches in football because he had him humming there at the end. J.J. McCarthy made the throws. I'm a guy who's like, hey, if you're going to play quarterback and you want to be the guy, you've got to make the throws when you need to make throws. Caleb Williams was missing people over the middle. He looked uncomfortable in the pocket. He looked happy feet in the pocket. I mean, I don't like everybody gets on to him about the stuff that I don't really care about with Caleb Williams about like, oh, he paints his nails. I don't care. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Can you sit in the pocket and make a football throw? Can you throw the football? Can you throw the football on time where it needs to be thrown? And right now the answer is no. Like, I don't know. But anyways. So let's go through this. Let's kick it off with the beginning. Go through some of these Twitter pieces right here. Caleb Williams, like, dude, he is a unique guy. He's got the undershirt with the long sleeves and it hanging out the bottom of his jersey. I mean, you're just kind of like, he's got some Russell Wilson-esque to him. I hate to put that on him, but sometimes he's just a little corny. I'm seeing a stat right now. He was off target on 47% of his dropbacks in the second half. Like, that's money time. I'm sorry, dude. That is money time. When the game is on the line and your teams, the Bears, hold on, we'll get to it in a minute. But he shows up, he's got the sleeves, most people rip him for that. They rip him for the nails. Again, I don't care. I think it's funny that he went all sleeves. I mean, this guy's trying to make a statement. Nice shirt. Good looking shirt. Not mad at the shirt. But, you heard some boos. The Ben Johnson, I mean, I don't know if they're going to get on him about play calling and this and that. Halfway through the Monday Night Football game, I mean, we watched half of that game. J.J. McCarthy was 5 of 8, 59 total yards, no touchdowns. Caleb Williams was 13 of 16 for 144 total yards and 1 touchdown. I mean, at one point, Caleb Williams had completed 10 passes in a row, and it was kind of like, like, what came of that? They had the opening drive touchdown where he ran it in, but that guy won't stay in the pocket. And I'm telling you right now, the Bears, they got to go at Detroit, at Las Vegas, at Washington over the next 5 weeks. They play Dallas in there, and then they have a bye somewhere in there. But, buddy, they got the worst road schedule in football, period. They better figure it out quick. That's all I'm saying. Here's more of his first half stats. Through halftime, Caleb Williams averaging 3.34 seconds time to throw, his second longest in the game of his career. Despite being pressured 8 times, 40% pressure rate, Williams is yet to be sacked by Brian Flores-led Vikings defense. I mean, they were blitzing. They were doing the delayed blitz. They were doing the complex blitzes. I mean, and he had time to throw. The offensive line is not the problem. The wide receivers aren't the problem. DeAndre Swift was okay running the football, but he was ripping off some chunk plays. I mean, the Bears had that game by the haunches going into the halftime. And even in the third quarter, they were up by 11 with a minute to go. So, this fun stat about the touchdown pass that J.J. McCarthy threw to the 27-yard Aaron Jones. It was Jones's 8th deep reception of his career, the most deep receptions by a running back since 2017. Only Saquon Barkley has more deep touchdowns than Aaron Jones among RBs in that span. So, I think O'Connell was just saving things for his bag. I think that's all it was about. So, but there you go. The pick six by J.J. McCarthy. I mean, the Bears had a pick six. They had a pick. I'm getting mad about the Bears, and I don't even care about the Bears. They had a pick six. So they had 2 offensive touchdowns, correct? Yeah. No, yeah. They had the opening touchdown by Caleb Williams. He threw a touchdown late, and then they had, it was that touchdown late. That's what it was. They had the Rome Odunze which, by the way, my fantasy football team, I was playing a guy that had Rome Odunze, and it was, I don't know if I won or not, but you got to be kidding me with that. But here we go. We're going to look at some of this is going to be a short episode. I love to get in here and yell about football. We're going to go. So in the first quarter, right, we got Caleb Williams with the undershirt. We talked about that. The Vikings, before the game, the Vikings, you could tell they were locked in. The Bears were kind of a little more loose. So I don't know if there's a difference of opinion on how they prepare for the game, but it was very interesting. Shout out to the guy who was singing the national anthem. Okay, the guy sung the national anthem, absolute flexing the pipes, electric. That guy. I don't know if he sings at the hockey game too. I feel like he looked familiar. I feel like he sings at the Chicago Blackhawks games too. The field pregame. I saw videos of the field pregame where people were. They were cleaning up the field. It was very strange. I didn't really quite understand it. They were doing something with the field, but it didn't look like it was in good shape before the game, so I'm not sure. The first quarter, Minnesota goes 3 and out. Caleb Williams was 6 of 6 for 51 yards and had a rushing touchdown. He had 5 different receivers. But, I mean, again, the Bears, there's no more hiding, in my opinion. You try to, when you're, I don't know, what would Colin Cowherd say in this position? You're trying to hide some imperfections of a bouquet of flowers by putting a lot of leafy greens in it, by making it look bulky. There's nowhere, that's a Colin Cowherdism. There's nowhere to hide Caleb Williams' inability to stay in the pocket and throw. I mean, they had dudes open everywhere. At one point, I thought they were going to put Bajan in at the end. I mean, we'll get to him here in a second, but, and that was pretty much it of the first quarter. There was not a lot of action in the first quarter. I mean, obviously that first touchdown, that was basically it. Minnesota was 3 and out. they look kind of, soft, but, it's a long game. So, the second quarter, Caleb Williams had that was when he had 10 straight completions going into the second quarter. And he had DJ Moore again over the middle. He does not throw that over the middle ball. That little it's like a skinny post, or a slant that's delayed or something. But he does not throw that ball well. He missed him there. Um, he had there was 9 minutes to go on second down. He had another scramble. He just scramble. Loves to, he made that one throw to Roma Dunze, and that's when everybody goes, "Oh yeah," along the sideline. Everybody's like, "Oh gosh, see Caleb Williams," and it's like, dude, just make the throw that's over the middle where your guy's wide open. Like you don't have to do the run around and throw it on, off your back foot. He missed the second down throw with 9 minutes to go on DJ Moore, and then fourth down he missed him on the slant route on fourth down. So that was in the second quarter when they kept trying to go for it. He just kept missing throws on critical points. At that point they were up, I believe, 10-3, and then that led to the inability to get that fourth down because he missed. He went scrambling left, Caleb Williams, and then missed DJ Moore, who was wide open down the sideline, and that gave the Vikings a chance to go get another field goal. So it was then 10-6 at the half. The Bears come out. They go 3 and out, and then there's a pick six right there. So in the third quarter, you got the pick six. So you got at that point you're up 17-6. You're up 11 points. He missed another throw in the third quarter over the middle to Cole Kmet. And then followed that up with an intentional grounder. Remember, he started running around and then tried to outrun everybody and just was falling down and then just threw it to nobody and didn't get it to the line of scrimmage. You got this is in the third quarter, got an intentional grounding. They were up 11 points with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. They were at the Minnesota 24. They were up 11 at the Minnesota 24. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. That's when he was doing all the dancing backwards and got the intentional grounding. And then Santos missed the field goal. So that gives the ball to the Vikings, who then score 21 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah, the touchdown to Jefferson from McCarthy. That's when McCarthy and O'Connell turned it on. They were probably just saying the whole game, keep it close, keep it close, keep it close. And then the touchdown to Justin Jefferson. They had that double post pattern. JJ McCarthy threw a nice ball there. It was low. It was on time. It was right off the butt of the first post. It was a nice throw. So they went and attacked both the safeties, and he threw it right where he had to throw it. Then he had the TD to Jones. He ran the go route out of the backfield, just smoked Sewell, the linebacker. He couldn't keep up with him. Good throw there by JJ McCarthy. Good read. Like both of these coaches were scheming people open, right? We have to admit that. And then McCarthy had the rushing touchdown late. And so the Bears ended up getting the ball back and scoring. And then the kickoff, taking it out of the end zone, was genius because then it got them to the 2-minute warning. And then the Vikings ran 3 plays. Bears got the ball back, and they ran some little loop-de-doo, whatever. But here's exactly what happened was both of these coaches scheme plays open. J.J. McCarthy hit the throws. He was a little erratic early on. One of the balls went through Justin Jefferson's hands. But J.J. McCarthy made the throws. Caleb Williams did not. Now, you can sit there and tell me everything you want about Caleb Williams. He's got elite arm talent, this and that. I don't think he's put it together. I don't think he sees the field. I don't think he throws on time. I think he's rushing everything and trying to do too much possibly. But again, I've never been sold on him in the NFL, especially a guy like Ben Johnson who came from Jared Goff, who literally has to be time dependent on his throwing. And then you get Caleb Williams, who likes to be off schedule. So, but everybody's told him, hey, off schedule is great. But anyways, J.J. McCarthy turned it on late. I think he only threw for 90 yards in the second half. But I mean, for Caleb Williams to be inaccurate on almost 50% of his passes in the second half is That's not good, man. That's not good. It's not like guys weren't open. You know? I mean, there were dudes open. They got Roma Dunze, they got DJ Moore, they got Cole Kmet, they got Loveland. By the way, Cole Kmet's starting tight end, not Colson Loveland. But anyways, so Caleb Williams finishes with decent numbers. Like this is what he did all of last year. It was okay. His numbers are pretty good. 21 to 35, a touchdown, no turnovers, 210 yards. Great. I mean, okay. Jordan Mason's a nice piece coming over from the 49ers for the Vikings. I love Jordan Mason. Dude's an angry runner. He's a downhill runner. One cut, go. Aaron Jones was the leading receiver for the Vikings. That was wild. So, and then Caleb Williams was the leading rusher. He wanted to run, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like physically, he could run. He's got a cannon, but he doesn't see the field. So, just the way it is. And then we'll check out the team stats and be done. Passing first downs, the Bears had 10. Rushing first downs, they're about even. Third down efficiency, both teams are terrible. Now these defenses are good. I mean, but if you're watching the Manning cast or whatever, like Peyton Manning, they were watching. I think the Bears disguised. Who was it? Dennis Allen, I think, was the coordinator for the Bears. They disguised one play to look like man coverage, and as soon as the ball snapped, they went zone, and even Peyton Manning was confused, so he was giving J.J. McCarthy some props. The Bears had 63 total plays. They had about 60 more yards. They equal amount of drives, same amount of yards per play. Passing, I mean, great, 134 to 198. Good job. Not great. I mean, we go from watching the Bills and the Ravens to watching this. Just it's amazing. Like, that's what you should take away from this is like Buffalo and Baltimore. That level of quarterback play is on another galaxy compared to what we watched tonight. And I'm not saying McCarthy or those guys. Like, I was thinking the whole time. I mean, Dylon's our Vikings fan. We're sitting here thinking the whole time, like, if KOC can't whisper into JJ McCarthy's ear, but I think if he can make Sam Darnold good, if he can make Kirk Cousins look like all world, he's got to have something for JJ McCarthy. And I think he held it till the very end when he needed it, as long as the game was close. Rushing, these teams were dead even. Penalties. The Bears had a lot of false starts, so that tells me there's something going on with the cadence. Turnovers, the Bears lost one, and the Vikings threw a pick. So, and then time of possession, 5 minutes in favor of by letter. The Bears, by all accounts, should have won the game. So they got to be pissed. Like, if you're in that locker room, you got to be pissed. You got to be pissed. I mean, I don't get it. There's no reason they should have lost that game being up that much. So, but, Justin Jefferson, 4 receptions, 44 yards, and a touchdown. There you go. So, I don't know what to make of these two teams. I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything. I think if you were to ask me who would I think would go farther, I think the Vikings, and don't tell Dylon, but earmuffs Dylon if you listen back to this. The Vikings, just because their defense is super aggressive. Their quarterback seems to be ascending and part of the team, whereas Caleb Williams kind of his pregame interview, he's talking about himself being Superman and stuff. And I'm like, I'm all for having swagger, but it's just like, hey man, let's get a few games under our belt before we start calling ourselves Superman. Like I said, like he just has some Russell Wilson qualities, like where he's corny sometimes. So I don't know. It was an entertaining game coming down the stretch. I'll tell you that. That was fun. It was fun to watch that. But anyways, well, folks, that's about it. We're gonna try to do these pretty much. Try to do them after every game. I hate that my Rumble. Maybe I can go back and fix the thumbnail. But I hate that it didn't work out. That my Rumble thumbnail didn't work. But anyways, we're presented by Howdy Hats. They make these beautiful hats that I'm wearing right now. We still have some left. Go check out all of our social. Most of our posting and things happens on Instagram and Twitter, but we do post on everything. Come get in the comments. Come get in the chat. podcasts go out at least twice a week. Well, 3 times a week now during football season. But yeah, we'll another recap. We'll be back Wednesday night, talk some more ball, and then Thursday night. Let's go. Everybody have a good week.